Hey, what's up? This is Dex.
This is Ken.
This is Eric.
This is Ken.
And this is Alter Apex Radio.
I serve a society by rocking.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Alter Apex Radio, our weekly show where we invite you in to come hang out with our band and hear about what we're up to, what we're doing. And we introduce you to new music that we're discovering as we're out networking and getting our music into people's ears. Click the subscribe button below and click the notification bell so you can stay up to date with what we're doing. And also make sure to follow the Spotify playlist, Alter Apex Radio, and you can click the link in the description to hit that playlist on Apple Music, if that's how you stream music.
Just point, click. So if you haven't heard of Alter Apex before, hit us up on Instagram at alter_apex. Currently, we're promoting our single Blessings. We've been creating some cool content around that tune. So thanks to everyone who's been checking us out, subscribing, and following. We've got a killer new tune that we're working on right now, and we've got some other cool stuff in the works as well, so stay tuned.
All right, so now it's time to get to know the band a little. We found a random question generator online that we're gonna hit and ask different members of the band questions and see what happens.
Well, let's get to know each other.
All right, we're getting deep here, guys. Eric, we'll do this one for you. Who besides your parents taught you the most about life?
Oh, gosh. Actually, I would probably say my kids. Because,
yeah.
you know, for those that have them, it's definitely a life-changing experience and gives you a whole new perspective and outlook. New goals as well.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't have them, you might want to, like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. Don't.
No, I'm just kidding. The best thing ever, man. My kids are I know my kids are probably going to watch this, so best thing that ever happened to me. Dex, who is your craziest, most interesting teacher?
I wouldn't call him crazy, but the way that he looked, and I don't know if I should say his name or not.
You don't have to say the name.
Yeah, he was my guitar teacher in high school. And some of the people that watch this that maybe went to the same high school maybe would have known him, but he looked exactly like Ned Flanders from The Simpsons.
Oakley dokley.
Like
man.
he had the sweater, you know, the undershirt, the hair, the mustache. Great guitar player. I mean, I learned a lot from him. But I really just could never get past the fact that he looked like Ned Flanders. But that, you know, other than that, I mean, there was really nothing crazy about it.
Have you guys seen that there's a metal band called
Yes.
Oakley that they have just like Ned Flanders? Yeah.
I did. They have a killer video. All right, Ken, you're next, bro. What about the opposite sex confuses you the most? Genitalia.
That's one. No, I'm kidding.
Don't worry, I'm cutting that out.
Let's keep it that way.
Let's go with multitasking.
Like in the sense that you feel like they can and we can't?
Yeah, I guess the old adage, you know, has some sort of truth to it, right? You know, where us men are very one-track minded and the women, you know, can seem to juggle more than we can.
I don't even know if I can do one track. So this next question's for me. What makes you nervous? What makes me nervous? I don't know, man. I deal with a lot of anxiety, so I feel like I'm like in a constant state of nervousness sometimes.
I'm sorry for my outburst. I'm having a panic attack right now.
talking and, you know, like getting in front of a lot of people can make me nervous. If I'm like giving, like, if I'm talking, like if I'm playing music, usually not as much. If I have a guitar in my hands, somehow I'm not quite as threatened by a crowd.
It's a security blanket.
It is, man. It is.
Yeah.
Because like it actually, you know, if I am playing music and I don't have a guitar, I feel weird. I feel really weird up in front of people.
Totally. Definitely can relate.
All right, here you go. This one's for you, Dex. What small, seemingly insignificant decision had a massive impact on your life?
For some reason, I remember this, and I remember it very vividly. I remember I was born overseas, and when my family, we finally came when I finally came to America, you know, we are, you know, my family's from Ohio, and my mom had friends that were living in, I think it was Northern Kentucky, and we went to go visit them. And, you know, they sort of lived on like maybe like a farm, you know, I'm not super clear about that, but I remember going into the house, hanging out with my mom's friends, her kids that were a little bit older than me. And I had to have been maybe about 3 or 4. And there was a guitar in the room. It was just sort of put up against the wall. And I just remember looking at it and just being so mesmerized by it. And of course, when I'm at 3 or 4, I didn't know what it was, but I just remember going up to it and hitting the strings with my finger and just being completely blown away. And I think that was sort of like the genesis of like, oh, okay, I want to learn how to play that thing.
That's killer.
Cool.
I still want to learn how to play mine.
I'm still learning.
We're all waiting for you, Eric. We're waiting for you to learn how to play yours.
Yeah. I do every day. I come back here and I plug a string on the wall, and I'm like, I want to learn how to play that.
Ken, this one's for you. What would you do with the extra time you had if you never had to sleep?
Oh, so much. Yeah.
Netflix.
Netflix, sure. I know a little bit. Throw on an hour or two. So many hobbies, right? You know, I could pick up the guitar, or more of what I know of the guitar. I can get better at the guitar. I could exercise. I can read. So many things. Yeah, a lot of self-improvement though.
It's a whole 8 hours of more scrolling on your phone.
I can finally catch up on my Instagram feed. What were some occasions that made you do a double take? When I met my wife. She's not even going to watch this because she doesn't like our band. She's funny, man. She just like she likes us and stuff, but she laughs at it more than anything, but whatever. She's just into punk and pop punk, man. All right, so now it's time to get into some new music. Up first, we've got a killer band called Honeybadger from Athens, Greece. We mentioned this last time. I think it was Eric, you pointed this out, that we've been coming across a bunch of cool stoner rock type bands. These guys are definitely up that alley as well. But they were at a same kind of story. These guys were on a playlist alongside us, and they definitely stood out from the pack as I listened through to some of the bands. So let's check out this tune called The Wolf by the band Honeybadger. It's kind of like that when we listened to that Coda song. It actually happened to me, Eric. Like as soon as I pressed play, I was all whiskey. Gotta take a sip of the whiskey.
I know. Whiskey, beer.
What do you guys think of that riff?
It's cool.
That's grooving.
That's
I really like
good.
it. Yeah.
It's got a great like fuzzy tone to it. That little lead that's happening at the same time.
That was cool.
So I know these guys mentioned it in their bio, so it's not going to be a surprise to them, and it's probably going to be flattering to them, and it should be. You hear clutch, right?
Oh, dude, without a doubt. Yeah, it's totally Neil Fallon. Just that manly voice, you know. I wish I could sing like that too, because it's just, you know, I don't have enough facial hair to have a voice like that to match it, you know. It's just...
That's good stuff vocally too. Like he's doing those little runs and stuff. Like I think that, you know, obviously like when you're into the genre, this stereotype doesn't hold up. But sometimes people, I think they assume that like heavy rock and stuff like that, you know, is just a bunch of yelling and stuff. But he's doing some cool runs with his voice. He's a singer. He sounds great.
That was good. It's really riffy. I love that, man. And I think in combination with those kind of clutchy vocals with kind of a mix of the, you know, stoner rock, you know, kind of Ozzy-ish, right? Like with the double sounding vocals and stuff.
Yeah,
but,
there it is.
It's well put together, man. It's, you know, I'm a huge fan of this genre. I'd love to hear, you know, all the bands that we've been discovering doing this, you know, obviously, like you mentioned, there's been a lot of these, right? And I haven't been disappointed yet. So these guys are definitely making me bob my head.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I know you guys haven't seen their album cover yet, but it has this really cool pink color to it. And they just released, I saw it on their Instagram. They released a pink vinyl of their album. And
nice.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
I just got to say, it was exciting. You know, you said this band's Stoner Rocky, and then the title of the track is The Wolf. You knew it's going to be good.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
sure.
I'm really digging on all of the tones of everything, you know, like not just the guitar, you know, it's like, but the bass, that bass sounds massively huge. Like everything sounds so perfect to occupy the space where it needs to in the mix. You know, it's like you hear the bass, you feel the bass, but then also obviously, you know, there's that rhythm guitar in the chorus, and then it has that little underlining lead that adds that extra, melodic content that's really, really cool. That just really takes that chorus to like to that next level. It's really vibey and it's really cool. I like this.
I keep picturing like a room full of people at a party with this song just jamming, and no one is not bobbing their head.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like everyone is just, you know, they're having conversations with their friends, they're hanging out, but everybody is bobbing their head to this song. There's no getting away from that, I don't think.
That's dirty.
Yeah.
The hi-hats. I know Ken's like tuning into that. Like the hi-hat
Yeah.
sounds really nice and crisp there. Like it sounds cool. And then
the clarity on that
riff
one
really
is
grooving.
good. Yeah.
I'd have to say, like, my favorite part of this, I'm loving that bass, dude. Like I feel a lot of that bass and that bass
It's thumping,
tone.
man. Yeah.
It really takes the song farther.
Yeah, when it's ringing out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know what this guy looks like, but I do picture a beard, Eric. I picture a big, gnarly beard. I mean, you can't be up on a stage saying, "I am the wolf," you know, and not be like, you gotta look.
Yeah. Shaven.
Baby face. Watch, he's like.
That was cool. That was a really good change up. That was a really well written outro, man. The change ups in the rhythm were really cool.
It's actually still going.
Oh shit. Delete that.
No, I actually didn't know. I know I've listened to this tune a little bit, but that's some like Planet Caravan type shit.
Oh yeah, dude. Sabbath.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys, do you guys remember, like, I mean, I was a big Pantera head, so like I love the Pantera version of Planet Caravan. Have you guys have heard that, right?
I've never heard it.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Yeah.
You've got to hear that.
Yeah, I'm going to add it.
It's badass.
I'm sure I'll love it.
I'm really enjoying the pan that happened there. I mean, you guys are hearing it in your headphones too. This is the first episode that I've done with headphones, so I'm hearing it more, but I love the pan there that's happening. And like those bongos, like those were recorded perfectly. It sounds really, really cool.
Yeah, some cool percussion stuff's going on.
You know, I'm looking at the time. I think these guys are going to play it out like this. Like they've got this like super groove and rockin' tune. They're going to play it out like this. Cool bass stuff. All right, now you can comment, Eric.
Well, I lose track of I felt like it was kind of short, but I lose track of the length of songs as we stop to take breaks, But
yeah, for sure.
Oh, that was great, man. So going back to that build up and the tempo changes going into the mellow outro, what was just outstanding, dude. I loved it.
Yeah, it was super cool.
That
That
was a
mellow
rocking song.
outro, like I honestly, like I've listened to this song a little bit, but I must have thought that that was like a different song or something like that that came on if I listened all the way through. Because I mean, sometimes I don't listen all the way through if I know that a song would be a good fit for one of these episodes. But yeah, fantastic job, dudes. It sounds killer. And what a cool and interesting change to take it in that direction at the end. I bet that's really fun and interesting to, well, it's probably interesting to pull off live, but if you guys do it live like that, I'm sure it just changes the vibe in the room in a really cool way. I could imagine that being pretty badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty rockin'.
All right, so for this next song, we're going to show you a tune by the band Byland. It's a song called Grow Old With Me, and they're based in Albuquerque, New Mexico, right here where we are, and they're classified as cinematic folk indie rock music. And I love the inclusion of the word cinematic because I think that it serves their sound really well. I came across these guys back when the idea for doing this kind of thing was just starting to brew. And I landed on a playlist where we were on. We were placed on this playlist as well. It was the rock playlist that was done by DistroKid. And I picked a list of bands that I thought stood out from the pack and gave them shout outs on Instagram. And then these guys hit me up and we chatted for a little bit. And then small world, we found out that we're actually from the same state and even the same city. Most of the guys in this band live in Albuquerque. I'm up in Santa Fe, but that was really exciting to figure that out. And so been following these guys on Instagram. They have a really, really great sound. This is different for us on this show. We've done different types of genres, but this one is kind of a little bit out of left field. But I think that as I was thinking about this song, and I know you guys haven't heard it yet, I was thinking we cover a lot of heavy rock because that's the kind of style of music that this band that we're in plays. But I know that the musical taste of all of us is really, really wide. And but as I was thinking of this song and the vibe that I get from this song, the lyrics of this song, from what I've been able to cue into, it's definitely heavy. It's just heavy in a different way, and I think that sometimes a song that's not heavy rock music can be much heavier than a heavy rock song if the lyrical content is taking you to a place where you're really just kind of like it's hitting you with some heavy things, and the sound itself. Like, let's get into it. So this song is called Grow Old With Me, and it's by the band Byland.
There's more than this. Baby, there's more. There's more than this. Baby, there's more.
So by the time I got into this piece, I mean, I'm already absolutely in love with her voice.
Yeah.
Her voice is ridiculous. And the melody that she's picking, it's just so haunting. It's awesome.
Yeah. This is completely right up my alley. I mean, I love artists, acoustic artists, like Elliott Smith and stuff like that plays very, very like haunting sounding songs, and that voice is, can say very little but means so much, and it just hits you like right there. It's so cool.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, four words in so far, and you're really feeling all these things.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
The feels.
Yeah, the vibe it's given off, it's definitely, I catch what you were saying in the beginning there, Ken, because it's almost like the lyrics are very softly spoken, but very like kind of deep, like coming from a deep place, and
very intentional and like
and to kind of throw it back to the rock genre, it almost reminds me of how Chino Moreno from the Deftones kind of does, you know, some whispering and but it's really, he's like the loudest whisperer ever, you know. It's kind of and that's how I'm translating it into my mind, you know. But it's,
I think that's,
yeah, the effects are really cool. I think just what her voice is doing is awesome, man.
Let's keep it going. That drop was super cool. She's like, I think that she could make you cry, like if she was singing the phone book. Like, she could open the phone book and sing names, and you would feel the story behind the names of the people she's singing about. Like, it's like, it's great. It's great. Old soul, that kind of idea, you know, like, she's given me all sorts of vibes, and the lyrics are just the right kind, you know, they're just like, I know I actually queued up the lyrics. I'm a jerk. I didn't send you guys the lyrics, but like, I'm looking at a couple of the lines, and just, I don't know exactly what she's talking about, but like the imagery that she paints, like it takes you on a journey, man.
Yeah.
It's very, very cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk production a little bit though, because that's really impressive how clean and how open everything sounds. And like even those little hits, I don't even know if that's a clap and a snap or something that's happening there, but you guys hear it, right? Like it just sounds really cool.
Sounds big, like they're performing like in a big room, you know, with some mics, you know, like 15 feet away from them, capturing all these nuances of what's going on, capturing not only the performance but the air in the room. That's some, you know, it feels very live.
Yes.
That drop too, like it got so intimate, and it's almost like she made her voice even smaller, like, and it was really cool.
There's more than this. Baby, there's more.
It's good harmonies.
Yeah, great. Man.
Yeah.
I love that line. Come with me, I don't know where. Like there's so much cool mystery that's just baked into that, and it feels like it's like talking to your soul, you know, like it's very cool stuff. I have to say Fleetwood Mac, like you probably get that all the time. Like, but I'm thinking like that soul that Stevie Nicks sings with. Like it's kind of interesting. We got this, like we talked about the fact that it's like a, you know, there's a reach happening genre wise with where we're going in this episode, but we're kind of, you know, we have some peers that we're drawing from. Like we have Black Sabbath and Ozzy and Fleetwood Mac and like these rock giants, these legends that were all kind of happening in a similar time frame, you know.
I was gonna say Neil Young. You know, it's like he has some songs that are very acoustic and open and almost kind of seem like mysterious and stuff like that. That's kind of what I was hearing.
Cool.
Those hits just build it up. It's cool.
Yeah, man.
Such an intensity, right?
Yeah.
Like it's heavy. Like it's like, and when she just said that, like, now my anxiety is my priority, like it's just, it was such a heavy way that she was singing it too.
I like the beat that it's in down too, just kind of a steady, you know, driving, just has the whole, you know, the whole buildup of the song coming to this point. It just makes it even bigger than it was before. It's cool.
Yeah. I just got chills.
I know, right? Me too.
Yeah, dude.
I really like the chords in the song.
Mm-hmm. Well, Byland,
it's great.
like, I don't know why you guys aren't huge yet, but we're happy to be in the same city that you guys are in. Maybe we can hang sometime.
I gotta say,
maybe.
man, it's you know, being in the rock scene for you know, more than 20 years in Albuquerque now, like my life has always revolved around the launch pad and what goes on there. But
Yeah,
there's so much talent in the city, and you hear bands like this and you forget that there's just so many other people just doing great things in other genres here, that just there's so much music happening outside of rock too, you know.
There's more than rock.
More than rock, metal, punk, whatever, but it's it's great, man.
I love thinking about like how heavy it is though. Like that, like I think that heaviness is not something that we usually, like when I describe music, I'm not usually describing music like this, like, dude, it's heavy. But it is. Yeah, it's very cool.
Just how like they take the beginning of the song and it's just like the guitar and a voice, and as the song's progressing, they're adding all these extra elements and textures, and as you get farther into the song, they're adding more and more and more harmonies and more voices and more string elements. You know, by the time you get to that you know, that ending part, you know, where you get to that straighter beat, it's like, oh, that's almost like, you know, like in a punk song going double time or something, or that's the breakdown of like a hardcore song. You know, it's like, so yeah, like when I heard this song, it's totally heavy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna touch back too about what you said at the beginning, that you really liked that how they used the word cinematic. And I totally could picture the song playing to like a movie trailer, and you know, it's like a typical like hero protagonist kind of story, and you don't know what's going on, but you have to leave, or it's like the end of the world or something, and there's a lot of tragedy. Is really cool.
There's like I get like there's this like haunting thing that's happening there, but then there's like optimism. It's like this song is like speaking life, like it's just kind of like you can draw all sorts of stuff from it. Sadness, happiness, nostalgia, like you're going to be able to pull so much from it.
It's one of those songs, I think, that depending on your mood is how you're going to interpret the song. The way you're feeling at any given moment will, be like, oh, it's a sad song, or no, like this is a very optimistic song,
Right.
I think that's just good art.
Yeah. I mean, lyrics very genuine, you can tell they're right from the heart, and very universal. Like you were saying, you can apply it to pretty much anything that's going on in your life at the moment, depending on how you're feeling.
And so when we were chatting back and forth, and honestly, I can't remember the name of the person that was in that band that I was chatting with off the top of my head right now. But as we were chatting back and forth, we were listening to each other's tune on the playlist. And then we discovered that we were from the same place, and they're like, oh, we're going to have to come out to a show. And I'm thinking, I want to come out to a show too. I want to check them out for sure. That would be really fun to see live.
Yeah. Like Eric said, it's like you tend to forget, like, what, people are out there here in Albuquerque and other places creating art that's can be completely different than what you're used to. And, if you just have like a little bit of open mind, it's like you're going to find these really cool, artists and these bands that you would have never really thought of,
I'm loving that about this, man. Like, that's one of the things that's been the most fun for me with this band is, just making all these discoveries. And then what a cool outlet, that we have now to be able to like get the word out about them and connect with the people who are following us. And it's a community thing, man. And it's very, very cool.
That was amazing.
So our last tune for this episode is coming from a band called Capital Theatre out of New Zealand. And these guys really kick ass. When our band gets lumped in with other artists like this on playlists, sometimes I just think somebody thought that we belonged alongside these guys. That's a compliment, because these guys really sound great, and they're obviously amazing players and great songwriters. Eric, one of the bands that you introduced us to, Royal Blood, they cite those guys, and they cite the Killers as describing, where their sounds are similar.
Nice.
But and also I want to say, like, if you like these bands that we're introducing you to, please comment in the thread below. We talked about music being a community thing. We would love to hear your thoughts, hear what you're thinking about these tunes. If they're some of your favorite bands and you already knew who they were, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. But this tune we're going to get into now is called Forced to Fight, and it's by the band called Capital Theatre.
Ooh.
Nice, right? That bass is sick.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Slide is sweet.
That was badass. Did you guys hear how they started that guitar chord on one side and then they panned it to the other side? I'm just enjoying the headphones.
Yeah, it's a whole new world. I definitely heard a little. I heard a little Tom Morello in that intro riff. I think.
Nice.
And then, you know, coming into kind of the little scaly thing they did, and then that bass is cool, man. That's a really cool riff. Just adds that slide up. Just
yeah, I think it carried the whole verse. Like it carried the whole undergirding of the verse. It was very cool. And then that the drum pattern that he's playing there is not. It's not like common. Like it's not what you'd expect. Like how he's playing it really soft. You know, want to go outside? Want to go outside? My tail started wagging. I was thinking, man, I want to go outside. I love outside. Outside's awesome.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. She was talking to me.
Oh shit.
That's cool.
I love that run
into the verses.
Yes, dude. And I love how the guitar follows it. It's sick.
Yeah. There's just like a lot of different genres that I'm picking up on. Not just rock, but you know, like alternative rock. You know, like in the beginning of the song where you have the da-da. You know, it's like you could throw that in like a punk song somewhere. You know, with the with the octave chords and stuff like that. You know, and then the run, and then when it gets to the verse, you know, it gets really soft and mellow. And then, you know, then that pre-chorus is like, almost reminds me of like 90s alternative sort of kind of like pre-chorus, you know, like
when you said that, I thought of the vocalist of Tonic. You remember that band?
Exactly.
Tonic?
Absolutely.
And then like that riff at the beginning is a beast. I do hear the Tom Morello now that you said that, Eric. But that chorus too, the chorus sounds like a movie. It sounds like fucking Karate Kid just like kicked Johnny in the face, like, and you're just busting into that. And you're busting into, it's not you're the best around, it's give me the force to fight. It could totally work. It could have been you guys. It didn't have to be whoever that other band was. It's killer. I'm noticing that hi-hat thing, dude. That's very cool. Like how he's keeping that going.
With that beat. And
was that happening in the first verse? I don't know if it was. I'm noticing it very prominently now.
Going into this verse, the vocal, just the sound of his voice slightly reminds me of Chester Bennington from Linkin Park. I've been trying to place like who I think he sounds like, because it's a familiar voice. He's a really great singer.
Dude.
You know, but I was just trying to, and I think that's where I'm kind of connecting it. Not that these guys sound anything like Linkin Park. I don't think their style or anything matches, but voice-wise, I think he's just got a similar sound.
When you get compared to bands that like redefine music for a period, it's not a bad thing, man. Like
definitely not.
And Chester, like, dude, his pipes were ridiculous. Like,
dude, yeah,
he could do so much with his voice. It was insane.
Oh yeah, I see that now, totally.
Yeah.
That's good.
You're not going to be able to listen to this song without thinking about Karate Kid now.
Exactly.
No.
The crane kick.
Yeah.
That was cool. Ooh.
That was a really nice choice there. Like that little solo, and then coming into that driving beat.
Yeah.
Where he's hitting the bass with the snare every other hit. That sounds killer.
I really like what they've done with the solo here. I really like what they've done with it, man. It wasn't like a steady rock and groove with the solo to it. They had a lot of breaks and pauses, and you know, a couple little few different extra notes thrown in before they go back in, and then it goes back into another slowed down solo. It's really well done, dude. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I think I definitely hear the royal blood in his voice. So I think going into the like, you know, I made the Chester connection on the verse, but I don't think he sounds like that at all during once he really comes in. And he's got a great range, man. He does some really cool runs with his voice through that. So.
Yeah, and it's recorded very clean for the track. Like there's no like processing on there that's like trying to like grit it up or anything like that. And I was thinking of Royal Blood too, even though I haven't heard as much of them, but I really enjoyed the track that you sent to us that I think is on the playlist. But speaking of, check out the Alter Apex Radio playlist on Spotify and Apple Music. But yeah, man, like that Royal Blood tune, I was getting those vibes too. It sounds great. I love his voice. It sounds really cool. It's nice that you know, I think that myself included, I think a lot of singers we can hide behind some effects and stuff and not really let our actual naked voice be heard as much. But it sounds great. He sounds confident. He's owning it. So good job, Capitol Theater, killer. If you guys are ever in New Mexico, because I'm sure that happens often, you know, we'll hang out, we'll get a beer, and yeah, we would love that though. So great job, killing it.
Great job, everyone. Great job.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us, guys. We really appreciate it. Hope you've liked the songs that we introduced you to tonight. Check out our band. Check out all the bands that we're showcasing on this show, and hit up the playlists and subscribe for future videos. And we'll catch you later. Peace.
I was going to say, I actually wish I would have gotten Dex's question about the teacher, because I had a 7th grade science teacher. His name was Mr. Gelso, and this dude would light lady fingers in class, like during tests. He would literally light black cats and throw them around the room under people's feet. But that's not even the extent of it, dude. So we used to play this game he called the Ted Bundy game. And it was like a pop quiz thing. He would call on you and ask you a science related question. And if you didn't get the answer right, you would have to walk up to his desk, and he had this thing that looked like a car battery, but it had a crank on the side. And you would touch the post, he would turn the crank, and it would shock the shit out of you.
Wow.
What? and like nowadays the dude wouldn't have a job for like a week.